Yo, what is up, everyone? This is episode 15 of the Glimmer cast. I'm your host, Rhea, and we're going to be having an awesome Pokemon themed stream today with some very special guests. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and pop them into the stream. We've got Rocco the Great joining us for the first time on the channel. We've got our friend ChillMonger joining us again with an awesome t-shirt with the evolutions on it. That's what's up. Yes. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my gosh, and we got Aaron from MulDiveristy coming over here, and Avia and Q. Yes, oh my gosh, so good to see y'all. So many special guests. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. How are y'all doing?
Doing wonderful, doing wonderful.
You're doing great.
Oh yeah.
Great. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, and I just want to quickly greet everyone in the chat. We got Potion Sword Run. Thank you so much for the props on the thumbnail. We got Mattia in the house. What's up, my man? ChillMonger lurking in the chat. Send an invitation. I was running a little bit late, so thank you for the reminder. And we got Action Customs over in the chat as well. Keely Chow. Neon Sci-Fi, what is up? Ghosta, good to see you. We got Belle Reeve in the house. What is up, Queen? Good to see you. Good to see you. Terry Rose. Oh, yeah, we have a few new people. So thank y'all for sharing these on your socials for sure. And we got Dean TV. Hey, Dean, what's up? What's up? Josh over here in the chat. We got Tony Izzo. It's almost his birthday, so props to you, my man. Fellow Pokemon stan for sure. Mattia as well. Keely. Hey. And yeah, let's see. I think that is pretty much everyone. Oh, Keto Guido. Oh yeah, that's what's up. What's up? I love keto. And we got Meta. What's up? Hey Ray, I hope your stream goes well. Also, team Croc Sideboys in the house. Okay, yeah, no, that's an inside joke. I have to like be filled in on later. But yeah, no, this is awesome. A full panel, full house. The Pokemon vibes were definitely big today, and I'm so glad we could like all just like come together and just sort of just like unpack, I should say, the latest Pokemon Day announcements, as well as like get a little bit of context around like what is keeping us invested in Pokemon after almost like 30 years of the IP being around. And since Rocco and MulDiveristy folks are the first ones, or some of the folks joining us today for the first time on the channel, I definitely want to give y'all a chance to give y'all space to talk about your affinity for the IP and some of your criticisms as well, because being a Pokemon fan is not easy these days. It's kind of tough for a lot of us to, you know, be 100% enthused about everything all the time. You know, there's plenty to talk about. So yeah, I want to toss it over to Rocco the Great. Thank you for coming to join us today. And yeah, tell us about your connection to Pokemon and some of the things that are, you know, keeping you motivated to stay a Pokemon stan.
So I'm glad, like I told you, so first of all, I see some people from my chat. Thank you guys. Subscribe and hit that like button. Make me look good. But it's so weird with my from Pokemon. I was there from the beginning, like a lot of us, right? Yeah. So I always liked it, like my whole life, and I don't know what kept me. Probably the nostalgia, right? We got Pikachu right here. But so this is why I wanted to talk to you. When I found out you liked Pokemon, was all the people in my circles. I'm in the action figure circles, and like so. A lot of the people my age, they don't really care about Pokemon. So the fact that I saw you and you had a Pokemon show and all this stuff, it's going to be weird to talk to Pokemon people who are up to date, who know about Pokemon, that care about, like, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody. And yeah, it's great though. So I'm probably going to be different than you guys, that I know I see people's complaints, and I'm like, I'll complain about Star Wars. I'll complain about Marvel characters, Batman. But for some reason, nothing Pokemon does bothers me, because I love it from a purely nostalgia. So if they do something I don't like, it doesn't even register in my head. It's like, yeah, no, I still love the things I love about it, but I'm not like that with other things. So it's going to be interesting to hear what you guys don't like about current day Pokemon. And I'm here to learn, and I'm here to talk. So thank you again. Sorry for this long thing. I'm not usually guests. I live stream all day, but I'm not usually guests. So that's it. Thank you. I'm done.
No worries. Yeah, no, your energy and your enthusiasm for a lot of like nostalgia themed stuff, especially like when it comes to toys and action figures and collecting, is definitely why I, you know, align to a lot of your content. So yeah, I definitely am excited to hear more of like your take, especially on the announcement sites too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to jump over to Q. Welcome to the channel, Q. And I see you have your brother with you as well. What is keeping y'all I guess like invigorated about Pokemon these days and after all these years?
Man, I guess it's just, you know, whenever I see something, then that'll like, if it's something mind blowing, then I'll be like, yeah, I'm enthused. If it's something that's kind of retready, that's not necessarily speaking to me, then I guess I'll just kind of put it to the back burner. I mean, I guess I'm in the same boat as Rocco. I've never really had a moment where I was just like, girl, I'm so sick of Pokemon. Like for me, it was just more so like, okay, if I have the time and if I have the particular system, then I'm gonna go ahead and get it. You know, personally speaking, I kind of missed out on the Arceus craze, not by choice, but by like circumstance. So I definitely want to try it out, because so many people who are Pokemon fans love it. But for me, I'm just like, you know, I'll always love Pokemon, and I really just hope that the game grabs me whenever they announce a new one. What about you, Q2?
Q2 like that. Hey, how y'all doing, man? For me personally, I love Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since I can remember. My favorite one is Pokemon, the original Gold and Silver. Oh, I love those. Had some good memories. But I know, like you said before, that if there's nothing mind blowing, it really has to capture me. Because one of the major glaring issues I have with Pokemon, as being an anime fan as well, is I wish Ash would grow up. I'm tired of seeing him as 12 years old. That one's always gotten me since now we're growing older. As we said, we're been 20 something years into it. I want to see a little more progression with his life. But as far as the games go, Pokemon Unite was just playing that the other day. Still enjoy it. Smash Brothers play with all the Pokemon characters, all stuff like that. So Pokemon definitely has a soft spot for me. The theme song is probably one of the top 5 anime openers of all time. Still sing it, bumping in the car on the aux. So other than that, I'm all for it, man. Arceus is looking like it's going to changed up the gameplay, a little refresher now that we got the newest game, the new generation, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that. But I'm hyped for it.
No, that's a really interesting take because like being an anime fan and a Pokemon fan does overlap in some circles, but not necessarily for everyone. Like you can be like a hardcore Pokemon stan and not like be necessarily an anime fan either. And Ash never really got his tournament arc, so to speak, for a lot of anime folks. Like that's usually like kind of like this catalyst event in a character's life where they noticeably change, and Ash never really went through that. But yeah, no, getting back on topic to Pokemon instead of anime, I'm going to jump to Avia over from MulDiveristy. What's up, and what brings you here today and your love for Pokemon?
Like everyone, like I grew up with Pokemon since I can remember, you know, when it was on the block on Toonami. And, you know, me and my brothers would watch it all the time. And I think what keeps me into it still is the media convergence of it all. Because you can't escape it. No matter where you go, it's either it's a show, it's a game, it's trading cards, and it just brings that nostalgia factor back. And it's just something that you're like, wow, like this has been around for so long, and just everything about Pokemon, from the structure of the creatures, you know, to the Pokemon, to, you know, the battles, everything about it was so different when it came out. And I think probably this is just nitpicking, but you know, back when it started, there were maybe like 200 and something Pokemon. Now they're like 600 and something. It's just a lot of them. It's just kind of hard to keep track now because there's so many. But I mean, like I said, I'm just nitpicking. But I mean, Pokemon's been in my heart since I can remember, and I love it.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. For like lifelong fans, I've noticed that, you know, there is kind of like this this tide effect of like, you know, coming in and coming out of the series. And Pokemon, in my opinion, has always sort of like been welcoming to newer fans as well as legacy fans, and trying to appeal to that nostalgia by having some, you know, reflection of, you know, like either Gen 1 or Gen 2 or something for folks to like latch on to keep them invested if they took a break for maybe like 5-10 years. So yeah, that's a good point for sure. But last but not least, we've got Aaron over in from MulDiveristy joining us as well. Welcome, welcome. Let me hear some, you know, thoughts on Pokemon and your connection to it as a lifelong fan.
Oh yeah, definitely it had something to do with the nostalgia of it all. But I also really, because I love, you know, to draw, I love art. I think what kept me into, you know, so invested was that I could just, you know, draw all these really great characters, and, you know, just the imagery is so interesting. And then I go back and like, okay, so what's this one do? Okay, if this is a new grass type, what's the deal with them? And then like I would find, you know, the interest if I go through like, you know, the wikis or something, and I go to Reddit and I'm like, okay, so I need to get this game. And then, you know, suddenly I'm just like massively invested. I did fall off for a little while because, you know, Mario got me, as everybody else. But, you know, I think, you know, just that nostalgia factor, and it's just such a simple, you know, game and story. You know, it keeps you so invested. And I think that's why for me personally, it just, you know, I'm still here for, you know, for these characters, because it's just, you know, such a big world that you can do anything with it.
Yeah, no, totally. And like the art style of Pokemon has definitely changed over the last like, you know, 20-25 years for certain, like especially with like the design of like the starter Pokemon and some of like the the regional themes that appeal to like, let's say like, Europe or like ancient Japan or, like any like specific period or country theme of like whatever new generation of Pokemon is coming out. They tend to tailor some Pokemon to that, to some, tropes that are internationally known. So yeah, like jumping to the topic of like favorite Pokemon, Rocco, I definitely want to hear some of your favorite Pokemon and why you have that connection to them.
So growing up, for some reason, Vulpix was always my favorite Pokemon, but I don't see him the same anymore. My favorite currently, one of my favorites is Umbreon. And I just had to flex this because I got it with a coupon. So it's my PSA 10 Umbreon. And I'm very happy to have this. I didn't pay anywhere. Like, I don't like paying a lot for Pokemon cards, but I had a coupon from Macari and I got this for like $60. So I'm pretty happy with it. But Umbreon and then Electrode. Electrode's my favorite. I have a tattoo of Electrode with the lady on my leg. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, Electrode. That's a hot take right there. I've never once heard anyone, stan Electrode, let alone like, tattoo them on their body.
I don't know, something about the ball shape.
That's not what you say. When someone tells you they've got a tattoo of a Pokemon, you're supposed to say, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That life that you permanently imprinted is such a, you can't just say that.
No, it's true. I need to find other people who dig Electrode like I do. So if you guys
I'll pretend I dig Electrode like you do, unlike Ray.
Something about his smile. I think it does it for me.
All right, you got me convinced. I will think a little bit harder about my my connection to Electrode, especially like my experience with Electrode is always whenever I go to like a power plant location in a Pokemon game and I'm like, oh, an item, and then I run up to the item to select it. I'm like, it's another GD Electrode.
Listen, I love the Voltorb too, but some about Electrode. Listen, next time you're opening a Pokemon card pack, right, and you see an Electrode, just give it an extra glance over.
I don't know about Electrode. I was trying to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. I don't know about Electrode though.
Hold on. I'm gonna make it worse. Give me a second.
Oh man, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
My Electrode connection is in Smash Brothers. When you're using him, sometimes he blows up right away, sometimes he doesn't. So he does have some sort of pizzazz. He's not just bland Pokemon.
Yes. I say that Electrode is the ultimate catfish Pokemon because for the same reason, Riot brought up because it's like, oh man, here's a Pokemon, here's an item, and then nope, it's gonna self-destruct and KO.
I love how you pull out a whole book of Pokemon cards, by the way, live on stream. This is great. Excellent content.
I like Electrode, man.
Man.
Okay.
But I really like, hold on, this one's even weirder.
He does have a cool meme mug though.
Bear with
mean
me.
mug.
He does.
But there's some about Magnemite that really does it for me.
Those two though, man.
That's fascinating.
And this is like, my whole life, never really cared about him. Something in the last few years, the electric got me.
Yeah, no. So like, this is a follow-up question too. Like, if you were a gym leader, what would your type specialty be? I'm going to ask everyone as well.
I'm guessing electric, but I don't know. I like fire. I like fire though.
Dark and psychic, because there's not too many counters for dark inherently. And most Pokemon games nowadays don't give you a fairy type immediately. You're gonna have to grind through it. So I'm gonna make sure I'm a first gym. As soon as you get your Pokemon, I'm dark psychic.
Oh man, that's savage. Okay, so like, so I'm assuming your favorite Pokemon types are dark and or psychic, right?
No, actually, it's fire, but I just want to be that guy.
Actually, Electrode is his favorite Pokemon, but
like I'll be like this Mewtwo and Zoroark are my favorite Pokemon. Then have Blaziken hiding in the background, like
most random gym leader of all time.
Psychic fire, I like that. Next game, we'll see.
There was one that was fire and psychic. It was Victini, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a legendary Pokemon.
That's interesting.
No, totally. How about you, Chill? Favorite Pokemon type and what type of Pokemon gym would you run?
Yeah, it might be fire again because of what Charmander did to me. But if I'm gonna be a gym leader, flying type, you get to fly in your Pokemon, right? I can't think of a better answer than that.
Damn.
That is factual.
All right. And then Aaron, how about you? Favorite Pokemon and what type of gym would you run?
Oh, my favorite Pokemon has to be Cubone because, like, come on, y'all. Come on. It's Cubone.
Saddest story.
Oh,
Cubone,
man.
bone,
If I
bone,
was,
bone.
So sad. So sad.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go with Q. Like the dark psychic, like that's pretty tempting. You can't pass that up because I mean, like, who's gonna check me at a gym? who's really gonna check me? Like, unless there's a really epic battle, you know, that would lead to like a really awesome new Pokemon movie. Who would check a gym leader like that?
Right, and you also got to think about it. The only counters to dark and psychic is fairy for the dark because that there's no pushback, fighting, but then the psychic takes out the fighting, and then fairy and psychic is not too much, you know, ghost as well. Like, so it's like you can easily as a gym leader, because you know they're the big bosses, they done seen some things, they war veterans or they're martial artists. So that means, oh, I got a Alakazam and a Mewtwo and a Zekrom, even though that's electric, but I just wanted to say Zekrom, and you know, things like that. So it's easy to cheap, you know, be cheap and, you know, stop folks from getting your gym badges, which I assume is the job of a gym leader, since that's very undefined.
Yeah.
No, that's what's up. And then Avia, how about you? Favorite Pokemon and what type of gym would you run?
Eevee is my all-time favorite. Eevee is the GOAT because it can transform into like any type of Pokemon, and I feel like that's very powerful for a little cute little Pokemon like Eevee. And as far as the type of gym leader I would be, I'm a Leo, and that's a fire sign, so you know I got to go with fire. A
lot of fire gyms.
Damn, a lot of fire types up in here.
So
fiery. It's fiery.
I guess I'll be the odd man out. I got my regular Pokemon, and I have what they call, I guess, the dark horse Pokemon that I love. So obviously I gotta rock with my guy Pikachu. Gotta go ahead and rock with Ash's Pikachu. Just did something to me, how cold he was in the show, how he never backed down, always ready to fight anybody, no matter what level Pokemon. Just made me having a real attraction toward that Pokemon specifically. Like and Charizard as well. But if I had to pick the dark horse Pokemon, I like Drowsy, man. I like Drowsy. Drowsy's really cool. Like, those dark stories, like of the original OG Pokemon and their backstories, how he eats dreams, and I just thought that was really cool. Eats the dreams of bad children. I thought that was really cool. But if I had to be a gym leader, it'll be a ghost psychic type gym leader. Just trippy. Just as soon as you walk in, just hallucinations just all over the room. There's nothing.
These poor 13-year-old kids that just come for it.
Just screw, just man, just out of there. So yeah, I think ghost psychic type would be mine. Alakazam and Gengar.
Interesting. Yeah, no, like interesting that you brought up Gengar because they're ghost and poison type. And for me personally, I think I would run a ground and or poison type gym. So like I'm pretty into ground types for like the longest time. Like I love Nidoqueen, Nidoking, and like Sandshrew, Sandslash, like trying to keep it Gen 1 for folks like who have been off of the radar of Pokemon for a while. But yeah, and so on and so forth. And for poison types as well, like Ekans, like Coughing, like love them a lot as well. Especially like at post Gen 1, they started to make a lot more, I would say, useful ground type moves and poison type moves. Like, so poison type for folks like who may not play all of the games, like it's considered like a special attack. So like a Pokemon has like a special attack stat and a physical attack stat where like they either charge at you physically or they like emit some sort of, you know, attack like from far away. Like that would be considered like a special attack, for example. So there's been additional like ground type moves that don't necessarily have to be like full frontal charge attacks from Pokemon that would traditionally be perceived as physical attackers, like a Nidoking, for example. And there's also been additional moves that have been like more physical based that are poison types. So yeah, that's the versatility from like the last like, maybe like 10 years of additional Pokemon games and moves that have been created that make me more interested in being like a ground type or poison type gym. And I know that the final gym that you encounter in red and blue and yellow, the Giovanni leader of Team Rocket gym. I believe that they're ground based for the most part. And then there are some, like fighting types and poison types as well. Just because that was kind of like the stereotypical Team Rocket type of Pokemon to use, like poison types. But yeah, that's the TLDR for why I would,
Do you think Giovanni would get a Diglett?
I think they did have a Doug Trio, right?
Yeah,
or
Dark Doug Trio in the cards, just destroying that guy's house in that.
Yeah, no, that's what's up.
They'd be good to steal stuff.
Go into the house, steal it.
Yeah. If I was Team Rocket, you're getting a Doug Trio for sure.
No, it's so funny. Yeah, you're reminding me of these like random encounters from the older games where in Cerulean City, like there's this house that's been ramshacked, and when you encounter the thief or the Team Rocket accomplice who ramshacked the place and defeat them in a Pokemon battle, you get a TM to teach your Pokemon the move Dig, but nothing really happens to reprehend, the criminal who destroyed the person's house or anything.
All right, don't let me catch you again, guy.
Yeah.
Right. You slap on the wrist. But yeah, no, this is awesome. But yeah, I want to also get a chance to talk about some of our criticisms of the series as well, and what really is sort of keeping us from staying invested consistently. So I know for myself, I play every mainline new generation of Pokemon game. I don't necessarily play a lot all of the spin-offs though, because sometimes the tried and true formula of the turn-based combat is essentially what I am looking for, as well as like the grinding aspect and monster collection and things like that. But Rocco, if you want to talk a little bit about some of your criticisms on modern Pokemon and why you kind of fell off and don't really play the games anymore, I'd love to hear it.
So I love the action figures. I actually have a partnership with Jazzwares because I do action. For people who don't know, I do action figure stuff. I do toy hunts and I do toy photography. So if you ever see those pictures on Instagram of like, it's like a, just like a Gengar in like a alleyway or something like that. I do stuff like that. So I actually
sounds fire. I
got my Jazzwares envelope. Like this was one of the first package they sent me. Look, the Pokemon team, and then to Rocco. I have this up on my wall. This is too cool. But so I love the action figures. I love the cards. I love the first 2 seasons of the anime. I feel like I tried to jump into the cartoons or I don't know what, you say anime when you talk about like Dragon Ball Z or something, people jump down your throat. So I'm very cautious when I say that. But the animated series, 1 and 2, those are just so good. They're kind of adult, like the things that go on in there. It's not too kiddie.
The gun episode,
the Jesse with the boobies episode.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was like how when we were younger, it was like 7 was like we were an older 7 than kids today, I feel like. But I just feel like the thing that Pokemon's doing wrong is it's geared, I feel, too much towards kids. I don't want like a rated R Pokemon. That's not what I want. But I just want that, like, when it first came out, it wasn't super kiddish, but it also wasn't adultish. We need like a middle, maybe like a Dragon Ball Z where it's like, it's kiddish, but it's not like, it's not one of those hardcore animes where if your mom walked in, you'd be done. You know what I mean? Like, not like Ghost in the Shell or something. Be like, what are we watching? But I just want something that's a little bit more adult. That's why I stick to like the collecting aspect. The games, I'll get a game and I'll play like maybe 20 minutes of it, and then I buy the next game and I play like 20 minutes of it. For some reason, the games don't pull me in like I wish they did.
I can tell you why. It's because they need voice acting. All this time reading. This is how you press A for this scenario, and here's how you press A for that scenario. Don't forget to walk around, and then you get sick of it.
Yeah, it needs something new, and it's like I don't want it to stray too, because the old games were great on the Game Boy, right? I have great memories with those, but it's like I don't know, it just needs something else, and I don't know what it is, you know. But voice acting, that could be cool. Like make it like a PlayStation 4 game where it's like a movie and you're playing out through the movie. I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah, no, chill. What are your thoughts on I know because you're someone who keeps up with all of the gens of the Pokemon games and some of the spin-offs as well, but what are your criticisms on what's making the games not as appealing to legacy fans or even to yourself?
Well, to me, voice acting would be a huge one right now. It feels like we need to step up and get into that territory. We always feel like in Pokemon we are maybe 5 years or one generation of video games behind. Right now we're getting Wii U games. If you saw the trailer for the new one, there's something that should be happening in like year 2014, but now finally we've got it. I'm mad at a lot of things Pokemon related. If we're going with the anime, Ash not growing up is an issue. You know what? Gen 6, he felt grown up when he had a Greninja and he had all that.
Oh, Greninja was
mentoring Serena. You remember that? That period was and so he wins the Alola region, which is the most kiddiest version of him.
I was gonna say, I saw I was like, let me jump in here. Let me see. It was on Netflix. I put on the Alola region. I go, am I watching it felt like I was watching Baby Shark or something.
I was just happy to see Ash win one. I was just so happy to see Ash finally win one. It was just like,
but it was the wrong one though.
Finally,
my gripe with Pikachu is that he's taking a spot on the team every time he goes to a new region. We can only have 6 Pokemon. Like we don't really got to follow that rule, do we? But yes, he's got 6 Pokemon with 4 moves for the most part. Maybe they need to get rid of that now because of what happened in Legends, where your moves cannot be forgotten permanently. You just kind of replace them with the ones that'll be cool to see if that continues in this new game. For me, when I don't buy a game, it's more of a boycott than it is of anything else. It's like I'm so disinterested in this. You're not getting my money. I hated Sword and Shield. I only bought one version. I didn't get the other, which is a boycott because I'm supposed to always get the second version, play through it one more time. But no, I didn't do that. What I did do was I created a new file on my Switch just so I can start a new game with a new Pokemon. And I got through one gym battle and I said I'm not doing the whole game. It was Sword and Shield was very upsetting, but I do feel like something clicked over at Game Freak Ed. They're going the right path. There's hiring more people. They do have to follow this 3-year cycle where a new trading card thing is going to launch, a new animated, a new game. Because merchandising and all that stuff, the way that they make money, it's more quicker to do it in 3 years, more profitable to have a reboot every 3 years and every 3 years. I get that part of it, but can we not hire more people? And it feels like they have, and the way that they're hiring people to or placing people to be in charge of certain projects, like what they did with Pokemon Brilliance Diamond and Shining Pearl. Didn't buy that game because I wasn't interested, because it was like a cell for cell remake that was a copy of the original version, which I already played, and they just kind of spiced it up with some chibi art style. Didn't care for it. If I wanted to watch it, I'd watch Rhea do her streams on it, and I feel like I got the fulfillment that I needed from that. So no, I didn't pay money on it, but it's good to know that Ilka was the guys behind that, and Hello K-Dat who just jumped in. But it's good to know that they weren't doing it themselves. Game Freak was like, all right, let's handle this. These guys handle this. That could be the Christmas release, and we'll give you guys Legends Arceus, which is a more complete game because they didn't have to rush it for holiday season.
Got it. So basically, I hear what you're saying. It's like it feels like it's too little, too late, but at the same time, it's calculated to pretty much allow for nostalgia to kind of like take place for some of the games that come out, as well as get any like new buy-in customers who have never played a Pokemon game. And then once that dies down a little bit, then they jump to another generation. Is that kind of like some of the highlights of what you shared? I just want to make sure. Got it. Yeah, no, totally. Aaron, how about you? What are some of your criticisms on Pokemon these days, and what is sort of turning you off from like wanting to pursue playing a lot of like the newer generations and follow the IP closer?
I would say that basically some of the same points that were made earlier. I do think, like, from a marketing standpoint, they're like, especially like in America, they're just not taking enough risks with it's going to sound kind of ironic, but I think they're focusing too much on nostalgia sometimes and not enough on what they could do with the with the concept of everything, because they could easily bring the same hype that they did in the 90s, where it was like late 90s, early 2000s Pokemon everywhere. And I think there's this disconnect where they're trying to keep this cutesy style, and like Rocco said earlier, like most of the fans we're adults now. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see an Akira with some Pokemon. I love that. I love that. I would eat that up. I would eat a movie like that up. Like, give me a
rated
real
R Pokemon
horror.
I mean, when it started, right? The manga, they killed each other, right? Like,
yeah, there was an Ekans that was chopped in half by a Raichu tail. Like,
give me that.
Yeah, we need more of that. We definitely need more
Pokemon X.
There could be a bit of everything for everybody. It doesn't have to. It feels like they're kind of pigeonholing the franchise now because they don't know where they want to go with it.
They don't want to offend anybody. If you keep it really, if you keep it really PG and very clean and cutesy, you'll get some of us, right? But you'll hold on. They hold on to us like very lightly, but they won't lose us. But if, like you said, like, it takes, what? Maybe an Akira style Pokemon movie would be pretty cool, like an animated one. I would like that, but not. What I mean is, like, not degenerate. Like, I don't want to see the Pokemon doing it. I know listen, Twitter,
we don't need that. We
no
do not need that.
Listen, no offense. I scroll across Twitter sometimes, and I roll. When you're looking at the new Gen 9, and then you go past the picture and go, whoa, enough Twitter for today, guys. They didn't even wait like 5 minutes, but I'm not. Hey, if that's your thing, I'm not judging you, but I just mean like kind of like a little bit more adult.
Yeah.
Have us dealing with, like, get us on board to where it's not so kiddish. That's all. Take risks. I like that. Let them take some risks.
Yeah, definitely. I think because I just recently found out that Pokemon was inspired by this IP, Shin Megami Tensei. And especially like with the monster hunting aspect, and that game is actually very like quote unquote adult oriented, or more like darker themes and sense of risk and sense of loss, and there's actually like the impact of death and things like that in those stories. So I don't know if that's like because of the goals that ChillMonger pointed out for like acquiring new customers and appealing to a younger fan base, that we may ever see that side of Pokemon. I would like to see that as a legacy fan for sure, but go ahead.
Well, what, like, anime right now, right? Anime it's almost like the Toonami boom that we grew up with, right? Like, because I don't know about you guys, Toonami is what got me into all things animated, right? And I'm sure a lot of Americans. But right now, you go to the mall, every store has every anime like that ever existed. Like, I went into Walmart and they had Yu Yu Hazuku. I could never say that.
Hakusho.
They have like $10 shirts in there. Cowboy Bebop. I know Netflix just rebooted, but still, it's like weird that like that stuff is still just as relevant now, even more than ever. And it's like kids want anime. Like, kids are watching Demon Slayer. Netflix, give like the Japanese. Give one of those anime, a good anime house, give them a story, make them give like a teen Pokemon story, and get a whole new generation of fans. Now is the time.
Casey Martinez just brought up the point that I was going to bring up. We were talking about more adult oriented. I thought Detective Pikachu handled it pretty well. Obviously, when you bring Ryan Reynolds into any movie, you know what you're going to get, that sarcasm, that level of sarcasm. And they dealt with a character that wasn't directly tied to Pokemon training, but more to an adult-oriented situation. To keep that, maybe up it just a little bit more, PG-13. I think that'll be the middle ground.
Just blood and some titties. I'm
like
down.
some underground Pokemon fighting ring. I think that'll
Well,
be pretty interesting.
We got that in Detective Pikachu,
Yeah,
and that was
exactly.
the moment where I
Yeah.
go, "Ooh, we have the technology." Imagine if we
Exactly.
get something like
It's
this,
true.
but
Yeah,
the
that was
whole
really
movie where there's a trainer trying to get these gym battles, and I guess it would have to be like a franchise of movie after movie after
Yes.
movie, and we can build to the championship because you can't just get 8 gyms in.
Definitely.
You know, a 3-act movie, you're not going to
Like
get
maybe somebody that didn't work out as a trainer trying to find their way,
Mm.
and then they get ingrained.
So how old
into
would it be? How old would
I
the
would
character
prefer
be?
an older person, like down on their like late, maybe mid-20s.
Mid-20s, yeah.
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 Okay, would it be Ash in his mid-20s?
That would be fire.
Ooh,
You know, I
Ash
just
in
talked
his
about Ash
mid-20s?
growing up. I'll be hyped.
But would you want continuity Ash that we know, or would you want like an Ash in that realm, like Detective Pikachu Ash?
Only reason I would say no is because I will feel like Ash has been really lucky from jump, and to see him just go from being this
Like
great
a Luke
trainer.
Skywalker thing. Like when
Yeah,
in The Last Jedi, we see Luke as a bum, and it's
Yeah,
like
facts.
it's really jarring. And see, you know how you felt about how you feel about Pokemon and the games, you like want to boycott them. That's how I am with the Disney Star Wars. Like I'm not vibing with what they're
Preach.
putting out right now.
You didn't
know
like
what
The
I
Last
mean?
Jedi or Rise of Skywalker?
I didn't like the Last
What?
Jedi.
You know
I
what?
mean, I'm sorry, Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker was actually funny. Like my wife and I were laughing in the theater because they already lost me with The Last Jedi. So I went into that last one and I was just like, this is actually great. Space horses, Palpatine, Skywalker. Like I was just laughing my way through it. But The Last Jedi, that really it shut me off. I was like, no one wants to see their hero as a bum. You know what I mean? I didn't like what they did to Luke. I'm still sore.
I agree with you. I didn't. Yeah, I was being very facetious. That was utter trash.
No, I got you. Yeah,
Hey,
if anyone catches one of my streams, we just roast stuff the whole time. It's not good. It's not good.
Q, how about you? Yeah, some of the criticisms that you have on like some of the modern games and some improvements that you'd like to see in the future.
Well, I'm just gonna forewarn y'all. Mine is gonna be a far cry from everything that's been said so far.
Oh, I'm down for it. Let's go. Let her rip.
I'm a firm believer of. I think 99.9% of Pokemon related critiques are unfounded because of the simple fact that, as not saying that everyone who plays Pokemon games don't, but you know, when you look at, you know, and play a large variety of video games, you can normally tell when somebody is making a game that is below standard or is a copy and paste, you know, your 2Ks, your Call of Duties, and such like that. And while I understand that, you know, people are going to be inherently disappointed in games when they either scale back or they try something new and it's not exactly what they want, I do feel like what kills me is the inconsistency with critiquing Pokemon games, because it seems like every other year folks can't decide what are the bad gens and what are the good gens. I mean, I remember when folks were very upset with the black and white era of Pokemon games, and now it's the best generation. And
I did notice that too. Yeah, I heard. I watch everybody online, like because I don't have any opinion, so I everything you're saying I do see from
So it's hard for me to just really take most if it's not something where I'm like, okay, I can see it on a baseline level. It's hard for me to take some of these critiques seriously. Unlike I can take y'all seriously because y'all said it and y'all expounded on it, but most of it sounds like, okay, I didn't formulate an opinion in this person that's saying it. I admire them, so I'm gonna glob onto it. Like for me, I admire the fact that over 30, like close to 30 years, they've accumulated over 1,000 different unique character designs and evolutions and things like that. But I also am in the mindset of, okay, inevitably, not all 1,000 of these Pokemon are going to be in the game. They're going to have to be some corners cut in order to present the game in a manageable state.
No, I'm not accepting that one on the year that we go to a bigger console. Nope.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm not saying like that's a guarantee. That's fair. But then when I look at other RPGs that have less than Pokemon, I'm like, it's easier for them to try to put all of their eggs in the basket because it's like what 3 anime protagonists that look the same but are of different gender, and then you got the cat and all that, so it's easier for them. But then when you have Pokemon where you're like, okay, so here is Charizard, here is Hawaiian Charizard, and then you have Paris Charizard, And then
I want to see Hawaiian Charizard, please.
And then we have the 8 million different trash and food related Pokemon. Like, eventually, you're gonna like, okay, how do we make a unique animation for all like 500 moves for each of these individual ones? That like is the time constraint. I have to empathize with Game Freak. Now, I 100% agree that the graphical fidelity should be of 2022 quality, especially when you look at other games on the Switch. I do feel like, if anything, that should be the consistent thing that is done well. But all in all, I guess I can say my biggest critique is that I wish that some of the critiques were more founded and more articulated well, where it just didn't come off on nitpicking as far as the games are concerned. The anime, I'm with y'all 100% on everything about the anime.
Anime
I
titties,
think
let's
that it
do
needs
it.
a drastic change in order to enthuse. I'm gonna be very honest. I hate losers in my fiction. I hate people like the main character is supposed to learn things, but is consistently losing. And then inevitably it gets to a point where you can tell that the writers are running out of creative ways to make them lose, but they don't want to make them win. So like, I just really want like the next 3 or 4 animes where Ash just wins. Like,
just smashing it everywhere.
Like just kicking everybody's tail.
Yeah, when he turns 16.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like that's my hot takes, my lukewarm takes, maybe. I don't know.
Tim brought up Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't Yugi like a solid teenager? Because he's wearing like a
yes, he's a teenager.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kids can get behind teenagers, so let's age up Ash.
Yeah, he has some outfit on though. He's got like crazy outfit.
Yeah, he has major drip. Like everyone in that
Swagger
show
to
has
the
major
max.
drip.
For real.
Yeah, that game. Yeah, that was like Yu-Gi-Oh's wild.
Yes, facts.
How about you, Avia? Some of your critiques on like the newer games and why you sort of fell off with the series and what you'd like to see them do in the future.
It was definitely what made me fall off. Like I said, there's just so many new ones now, like just so many that it's hard to really have like a personal like affection for the newer Pokemon. And because like everyone said, the look, like it's the look, like they look definitely like they're catered to children.
Yeah.
And also I would love to see kind of like how they did with Detective Pikachu, but I would definitely love to see Black women gym leaders or trainers, because Black women, especially in anime, because Black women, we watch anime, like we are fans of anime. We go hard for anime. It'd be nice to see us in these type of positions in Pokemon, and
yes,
it'd be nice,
Yeah,
Let me
no.
add something to that. You guys know how the new games are Scarlet and Violet. In my opinion, it's an Indian version. Any disagreement there? Some people say Italy.
I was thinking Spain.
I was just about to pull up the trailer and some of the starters to talk about it, but yeah.
So I'll finish my thought though. I thought that if it is an Indian version, or if they ever do an African version or whatever, a darker skin place, I want the commercials to show the main protagonist with the darker skin tone. They went to Hawaii, which they could have went with the not the darkest skin tone, but the middle version, and they could have used that one as the main avatar, and they chose not to. And
I think that's kind of inevitable at this point where we're at in society. I think that's probably closer than you think, to be honest, Chill.
Okay.
What I will say, like to Avia and Chill's points, in later generations, especially like in the last like 5 years, I've noticed that they are the game designers are acknowledging that regions like the South Pacific and parts of Southern Europe, they do have darker skinned folks living there, if not like full on like Black folks. And although like I feel like there's a lot more room for them to continue to increase the representation, especially with the protagonist being explicitly, of a darker skin tone. Like I do see that they're trying to make steps, but yeah, it does feel to your points a bit, a little too little too late. And I would like to see them continue to progress on that.
I think with Pokemon in general, because like I get your, all your takes and stuff, like with Marvel, right? Marvel, DC, we're seeing all that now. But Japan, it's like, Japan, you know how the Japanese are, like I just feel like they make Pokemon for Japan, and then we kind of like borrow Pokemon from them. So who knows? But I'm saying it's up. I feel like that's up to Japan. I feel like Pokemon, they should maybe make an American version. Like we could be making our own Pokemon stuff here. I feel like, like I feel like we get the sideshow. We get like the seconds, the leftovers of Japan. You know what I mean?
Well, that's very interesting.
Tim.
I got a question though. Like, but since Pokemon is so ingrained in American culture, because you know, Pokemania when it first hit the States, and how so many people grow up with Pokemon in their life in some capacity. Do you think that would be embraced by America, or will you think that would be seen as a ripoff, as something that's the whatchamacallit, the great value Pokemon, you know, so it doesn't get as much play?
You're right. Yeah, I think that's a good point. You're right. Yeah.
The great value Pokemon.
I mean, I guess it depends on who's making it, right? If someone that everyone could get behind, or most people could get behind, like maybe if I don't know. I don't even know who would take over. Yeah.
Let me add one thing.
That's a hard feat right there.
It's a Japanese thing, but in Pokemon Go, there was like a Diwali Festival of Lights theme of Pokemon that on that day, and I think the holiday was in November, and I'm like, this is unique because we usually don't recognize those holidays. It's usually like Christmas that gets publicity, and maybe the Chinese New Year would get some publicity, but they are trying to diversify. So someone at Pokemon is thinking globally.
But can I also say Pokemon Go, all I got was Rat-a-tat, so I had to delete it.
Oh, come back, please.
Gotta go downtown.
It's so much better.
You guys are still
All I
playing?
had, all they ever gave me was and Pidgeotos, and that was it.
If you remember your account password, join it back because you have a lot to gain.
So I used to live in New York, right? So I would go to Manhattan and I would just walk around, or I would ride my bike or scooter or something and play all around Manhattan. Then I moved to Jersey in the middle of nowhere, and there's no spots, there's no Pokemon. So that was like 3 years ago. That was the end of my Pokemon Go. But
because
I was playing it like seriously though, for real.
You said you're from New York, then you said walking. Do people actually say, "Hey, I'm walking here"? Is that like?
Do you not know any Italian people? Listen, all the Italian stereotypes about New York are true. All right.
I'm sorry.
My gosh.
Could I add one more thing before we move forward?
Yeah.
Of course.
So I have to champion for some of these games in recent memories. I know we talk about Pokemon getting stale with the main line, but there have been a lot of sleeper hits for me personally. Just to go back, Nintendo DS, I really like the Pokemon Ranger games. I really enjoyed the way they implemented the stylus in that second screen. I thought that was pretty cool. But the one that I think that, as being a fighting gamer myself, Pokken Tournament was really well done. I thought that was
that was fun. I played that.
Yeah, I thought it was really well how they did the battle mechanics, as some Pokemon that fly were stronger in the second phase, which was the flying phase, and then you had the up close phase where some fighting Pokemon were stronger. I thought it was really well done.
No one talks about that game. No one talks about the non-mainline games. I find like there's, like you said, Pokemon Ranger, that completely, like, I forgot that existed.
It was really good.
Yeah, no, I'm pulling up the Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet trailer right now. I don't want to get copyright claims, so I'm just going to quickly show some shots from it just to quickly get some context.
Bro, so when you said Wii U, wait, who said? I can't see the names. My screen's really small.
Oh, ChillMonger.
ChillMonger, good name, by the way.
Thank you, Rocco.
When you said Wii U, I died on the inside. That because I was a little underwhelmed by the graphics of.
Yes.
Like this is like the first. Wow! Oh my God! And look at this. This looks like Wii U. Like it's so. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. That's how I kind of felt when I saw the original Arceus trailer. But I was just hyped to see a different style of Pokemon.
I was same thing. Me too. I was ooh, new game.
When I first saw this, I was like, wait, is this Sword and Shield 2?
This is PlayStation 2. This is PlayStation 2 Tony Hawk graphics. Before you start playing the level and it shows you where you are. This is, bro. Oh my God.
I just want the gameplay to be that fun.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see. Okay, yeah, I see some choppiness. I mean, of course, they're gonna have the little disclaimer at the at the beginning saying not the final version. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw this, I was eating it up because I'm a Pokemon shill. Like, I will buy every game. I will apologize for every mistake.
You're
that's just me personally.
And you're enjoying it. That's fine. Yeah.
I was more shocked that Gen. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just more shocked that they did Gen 9 so soon after Gen 8.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. I woke up. I'm like, Gen 9 already?
It makes me think they were 100% already working on this when they did Arceus, because it seems like it's going to be the same type of gameplay.
Right. I was just remembering the announcement for Sword and Shield, and it was like oh, we're just gonna show you still images of the 3 starters, and that's it. And then we're getting actual gameplay. So it's like, okay,
Wait, look at those blades of grass. That's the Switch right there. Those blades of grass.
Switch OLED,
Bro, this
I mean,
is
it's not
this
that
is
bad.
Pokemon Stadium right here. Is this a
which is also a great game.
Oh,
I
man.
love that, bro. N64 for life, dude.
You know,
I mean-
Pokemon Snap looked better. That was by Bandai, right? That was a whole
Yes.
different
Pokemon
studio.
Snap is great too. The original one.
OG
Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah.
The new one's
Hey,
good
you
too.
Pikachu.
Yo, the OG
Oh,
Snap, you get
yeah.
full Torb and Electrode, bro. Come on.
Okay, so y'all were saying, and then folks in the chat were saying that this is potentially based in Spain, correct? So, like, I'm assuming the architecture and the colors and stuff like that is reminiscent of that architecture, because I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Italy here as being an Italian folk. I do not see Italy here. So
I hope the music represents that Spain. I hope it represents that. That'll be pretty cool to hear.
The guitar and the Spanish
Yes.
guitar.
Woo.
Yeah, I can kind of see it in like the tile work, like now that I'm really watching it again. But yeah, like as far as go ahead.
Magnemite, now you passed the Magnemite.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say
Let's-
shout out to
Magnemite.
Magnezone too.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
know.
Wait, can you?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
It does
bro.
look shiny
Oh,
though. I give you that.
Come on, guys. Put your biases aside, please.
It's just
Hear
the
me out.
sunset.
Look at the shiny. Oh, F it.
The
Toy
shiny looks
here.
cool, but the 2 screws in the front, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you better be careful. He could screw you. No,
At least take me out first.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Magnezone though. I'll give props to the last evolution cycle, but just regular Magnite.
You're gonna
Lucario,
start
though,
looking
look-
at him different. I'm telling you. I opened your eyes.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm kind of getting some throwbacks to Pokemon X and Y as well, because that was set in like generally like
France.
like yeah, it was set in France, but it was also kind of like the Unova region had like a mishmash of like generalized like European themes as well. So, like especially like this open courtyard area, like it definitely reminds me of one of like the major cities in X and Y.
The graphics look really bad. Now that I'm like they're pausing, I'm like this is not their best foot forward, in my opinion.
Do you believe we're gonna have weather system as well as far as the seasons in this game?
That's cool. Oh, you're asking.
Yes.
I hope, right? It's a Switch. It's the Switch, right? Look at that. Papa.
The protagonists are a lot different. They look more Western.
That's a cracker.
I don't know how
Listen,
best to
I'll
communicate
say
that,
it.
but I hope
I'll
that makes
say it.
sense.
Right, I'll say it.
Me
That's a
too.
cracker right there.
Oh my god!
Listen, even my people say that. That's a cracker.
Oh Jesus! Oh my god!
Papa, Pokemon in?
Look
But
at the
yeah,
trees.
Yeah.
In that little island area, doesn't it got to be a certain amount of tropically heated to have those trees? And is Spain somewhere
Yes.
that has that?
It's Florida. That's it.
It's
Oh,
Florida.
Pokemon
Clearly.
Florida.
Yeah, he does have a Switch OLED. I
Now
love how,
that
like,
is an
everything
impressive
has-
shot though. That is a pretty impressive shot right there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, for me, like when it comes to Pokemon games, as much as I like see the drawbacks of, okay, we're getting, graphics that are like 2-3 generations behind, and the gameplay style is very much, still grindy yet easy at the same time. So I find myself doing a lot of menial tasks just to like expand my gameplay hours to make it feel like I'm getting a full game experience.
Like catching
There are-
only Eevee.
Yes, exactly. But a lot of that is for my own self gratification, because like there are certain Pokemon that I want to go out of my way to locate, and the low encounter rates for a lot of my favorite Pokemon does tend to like expand out my gameplay hours. And so in a way, like I don't really blame it so much on the game developers for making it like, oh, I have to do X, Y, and Z in order to encounter my favorite Pokemon and build up my team. It's more just like I'm enjoying, the experience of looking for my favorite Pokemon. So I don't know. Maybe I've been conditioned to,
You have, because
just
you said the word
accept-
experience, and I'm
Consume,
thinking about
don't
how
think.
they force you to use experience share. That's not okay.
Yeah,
that's been a thing for a
that's
minute though,
incredible
like
when I
since Black
played
and
that.
White. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
y'all want to go back to the grindy? Oh, I'm gonna switch out this Pokemon and then
Well,
like
That's all I knew. So I just when I played the Alolan one, it confused me. I said, wait a second, right from the beginning. But can I ask everybody a question, since this is the most Pokemon people on the internet I spoke to? when you play a game, you guys seem like you know what you're talking about. Do you pick the Pokemon that you know the stats for that are going to be the best, or do you pick the cutest or your favorite Pokemon?
I pick my favorite Pokemon and max them guys on out.
Yep, that's exactly
Same.
what I do.
The
Same.
cutest. Yeah, I'm
Stats.
picking Green Kitty right here over on
Oh
the
yeah,
left.
that's a good question too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going with Donald Duck. I gotta rock with
Yeah,
Donald.
Donald Duck.
Y'all are hating on my Dino
I gotta rock
boy.
with Donald.
Dino boy all day. Fire Pokemon, fire starter. That's the
So
only
wait,
life
do
I
you-
know.
Who said? I can't see any of the names, so
I say stats. Like when I was playing the new Legends, I got a modest nature Cyndaquil because I want it to be competitive. I don't want to have you get you to level 100 and never use you again.
Yeah, no, I pulled up the names of the Pokemon here, and
those were cute.
I'm not gonna remember these. Like if I don't look at them like directly, like Sprigatito, like
Spaghetti,
So is that
Coco, and Quacks.
See, that's the personal thing I was talking about. How there's no like at least they were clever. Like the names of the Gen 1
Cyndaquil?
were very on par with what they were.
But
Like
my question is, are these translated, which sometimes can make their names a little bit too like literal, or are these their official Pokemon names? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this seems like Little Johnny and Jimmy aren't gonna be like I'll trade you my Fuoco for your Sprigatito.
Well, the middle one's name is kind of Fuecoco. That's fire.
Coco.
So I could get with that. That's pretty fire name too, by the way.
I mean, I'm just thinking about Little Johnny, right? I mean,
no, that's a
Yeah,
good
like,
point.
yeah,
Like
on
these
the
could be
playground.
early
Yeah.
translations for sure. Yeah. No.
Actually,
So like my speculation is that like for most folks, they either pick the fire type, like a lot of y'all mentioned, or the water type. Grass type gets slept on right away because a lot of us know that they oftentimes like they may level up the easiest, but they also have like either the lowest physical attack or their special attack. They don't really learn the very like good special attack moves until they evolve later on. So the appeal for using those Pokemon is very low most of the time. But with this character design here for this starter, because I love picking the canine or feline types of starters. That's kind of like what's drawing my decision there.
Chikorita was really cute though.
That's true. She was. I remember how thirsty she was in the anime. She was just obsessed with Ash. Like, and she was one of the only ones that got to evolve all the way through both evolutions. But yeah, no. These character designs, like to the point I was like talking about earlier about the art design for Pokemon changing over the years and it becoming more. I don't want to say modernized, but just kind of like further away from like the more.
like creatures.
Yes, exactly. Like in Japanese mythology, there are a lot of very like specific legends and lore and stuff like that a lot of the original Pokemon were based on. And I'm sure that translates further into like other generations as well. But I've noticed that it's become less and less. I'm assuming like because there's only so much lore that can like be made into new creature designs.
Yeah.
Like reiterating on the same Kappa design over and over again, for example. But no, that's just another thing that I thought.
We have a trash Pokemon. So
true.
Yeah.
And I like the garbage. What is it? Trash bin?
Trubbish.
Trubbish. I like Trubbish.
Trubbish.
I like Trubbish.
Are these though? I don't know.
Papa.
Yeah, I don't know. These kids like look way too young, and like,
I don't want to play this game. I'm gonna say it. I ain't playing it. If that's what I'm playing as, guys, I'm sitting this one out. Let me know how it goes.
they got customization, so you can make them.
Yeah, because they ain't got no drip right now.
No.
Yeah,
none at all. None at all.
That's not drippy.
It looked like they came off the set of Madeline.
Yeah.
Hey, Madeline was drippy though.
Those side characters weren't.
Yeah. No. This doesn't bode well for the progressive representation that we were hoping we would see more of in Pokemon.
This. I don't know who this is representing.
There's this other Monster Hunter game, Yokai Watch. This is what it's giving me, Yokai Watch vibes. And I'm just like, is Pokemon seeing all these other knockoffs like growing in popularity? So they're trying to bite off those ripoffs?
You hit it. Whoa. You're just penetrated my brain. Yokai Watch. That's this.
Yeah.
It's
Why don't they
whoa.
It's like when Instagram made story.
Like, all of the Digidestin had drip. Why don't you just rip off the Digimon character?
I definitely had drip.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, no,
who's gonna rock with that? Like that is just nobody. I don't know what that is. I want to put those people in lockers. No offense.
those are like straight up 10-year-olds. Like you can't even like try to say like, oh, like they might be 12 or 13. And I think the protagonist in Arceus is 15. So yeah, they were starting to show signs of progressing and getting more of the features and quality of life improvements in the gameplay that ChillMonger and I discussed on a previous stream as well. But this seems to be backtracking a little bit, especially graphically.
Which they do all the time. They'll introduce something and then take it away from you.
Well, maybe people complain in Japan. You know, like we don't know. That's why let's take it over. Let's make American Pokemon. That's it. I had enough.
And then we're not even, and no one ever brings this up. 90% of the trainers you fight are adults.
Right.
Exactly.
Except the little bug boy. That kid was way too young to be in the woods alone. What's he doing?
Oh yeah, bug catchers. Yeah, things like that. Totally.
What was the guy with who was like I'm wearing my shorts, dude, and that's Pokemon.
That was a youngster, I think. Yeah, he was even younger than your character or your avatar. Yeah.
Yo.
Yes, exactly.
Revenge.
Okay, so I have some speculative, ideas of why they're doing this. So with Legends Arceus, they could be a little bit more experimental because it's a spinoff, and I think that's where they wanted to try out a lot of the community driven enhancements on the series. Whereas with Scarlet and Violet, maybe this is my speculation, this was already in development, and so when Arceus blew up and everyone was giving it high praise, the development for Scarlet and Violet was already put in place. So a lot of these enhancements couldn't really be put into the product after it's gotten so much good feedback. I don't know if that's a good excuse or plausible in y'all's opinion, but what do you think?
You are the perfect fan. Can I just say that?
I apologize, and I find a rationale for everything.
You are who they want. They don't want us. They want us gone. They're like, okay, we got her. That's it. We got her.
I've been indoctrinated for so long.
No, I love it, man. I love that. I wish I could have that for Starville. I almost said Star Wars, Marvel, and stuff like that. But I don't know.
I would say that does. I would say that I'm gonna give them the stick. I'm gonna give them the olive branch and say that I think it absolutely developed at the same time. I think that, like Pokemon often does, because one of the things we kind of touched on but didn't, was that sometimes their early trailers can be very lackluster and not paint a really good picture for the games. Sometimes it's representative, sometimes it's doing a disservice. But I think that a lot of the stuff that I've seen is, because I don't have it, but I've seen in Arceus, I think will be in Scarlet and Violet. I think they'll have the Pokemon battles where you can move around in your Pokemon, because you saw Lucario do the Aura Ball in the trailer. So I think all of that stuff will carry over. Whether they'll add more to it or not, I'm not even going to pretend and say they would, because Pokemon Company, Game Freak, as much as I tolerate it too, I will say that they, if there is a shortcut, they'll take it. So
this game's coming out this year. This is basically the game we're gonna get. At this point,
right?
Yeah, right.
We're 9 months away. I just hope that they give us Mega Evolutions back, and I'll be happy.
Man,
yes.
There's always going to be a new gimmick.
I hated Gigamax.
Gigantamax thing.
No.
Or Z moves and stuff. We were happy with Megas. Well, I like alternate forms. That's a plus that they've been, adding. Even in Legends Arceus, they're like, we're gonna go back in time. This is what Growlithe used to look like. So they do good things. Yes. But that's a whole different division, That's like the creator divisions, the guys who draw up the, the creatures.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I definitely say bring back Mega Evolution. I say bring back Z moves too. I like that in the lore. Mega Evolutions technically were bad for Pokemon because they were forcing them to evolve and therefore making them more ferocious. But Z moves was actually complementary because it was enhancing their normal abilities. So I would definitely like for the both of them to come back. Gigantamax, it can stay in fake British Pokemon land and never come back.
I did like the music that plays when they get big. The music gets all crazy. I thought that was a fun gimmick. But again, I don't play like you guys, so.
Was Gigantamax first introduced in Detective Pikachu with the Ultra Pokemon that were giant?
No, that was just a coincidence.
Oh, you're talking about the 3DS game?
No, the Detective Pikachu, they were genetically modifying the Pokemon.
It's the same thing. The movie and the game.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but yeah, they were doing the genetically modifying. Does that have anything to do with Gigantamax?
No.
They haven't spoken on that. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, that's what's up. This has been a great conversation, and I just want to give us all time to kind of like give our closing thoughts and have an effective outro for everyone. But yeah, I'll go backwards and start with Avia. Any closing thoughts on anything that you're particularly excited for the future of Pokemon, and where can we find you at?
I'm gonna leave it with this. I want to be the very best that no one ever was. But Pokemon has always been a staple in my childhood. Always will be. And you can find me on all social media at Avia Knighten.
Awesome. And Q, brother of Q, where can we find y'all at? And any closing thoughts?
I'll say my closing thoughts is don't do like I would normally do when you get this game and try to transfer over your Pokemon that you like, because that'll make the game too easy. I learned that the hard way, and I got Pokemon Sword. I didn't get Shield either. I just got the one version. And as soon as they were like, yeah, you can now transfer over your Pokemon, I was like, my Mewtwo from Heart Gold, which was like OP, my Lugia, that's OP, my Entei, and it just ruined the balance of the game. So don't do that. And you got any closing thoughts before?
I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to be here, man. This was really awesome. I'm Q as well. I know it's Q2, QMG, but we also have podcasts. Into the Quniverse will be at 7:40. Tune into that. And we have Keep It G, where every week we keep our eyes and ears to the streets for everything geek. So tune into that. But thank y'all, man. Pokemon has been a real huge part of my life as well. I would say probably first introduction to like Japanese artistry, anime, and if you want to call it that. So I've been playing the games for a long time, loving them. Man, thank you. Just thank you for letting me be here.
Absolutely. Thank you for making the time to come and chat with us. And Aaron, thank you so much for joining us as well. Any closing thoughts on our discussion, and where can we find you at?
Ooh, my closing thought is I want to see a heist film or heist manga with Team Rocket.
Ooh,
yes, I want to play a game
awesome.
in the perspective of Team Rocket.
Right.
Up right now. Give him a show right now.
Thank you. Let the people know. I think that would be awesome.
Pilot has been greenlit.
Yeah.
Period.
Wait, let me check. Hold on. Okay, we're a go.
Awesome. Let's get it going. Sentiment same, like thank you for letting me be here, because love me some Pokemon. I mean, it's great to be around like-minded individuals. You can find me and all the people who are with this crew on MulDiveristy, on YouTube.
Yes.
We definitely gotta do this more often, because this was awesome.
Absolutely. I will contact information or the socials for everyone are in the description as well. And ChillMonger, any closing thoughts on our discussion, and where can we find you at?
My closing thoughts is to ask Avia, what type is the new evolution going to be in this game, and what will be the last evolution type?
Good one.
Ooh. I don't know. Oh, man. I would love, actually, to see like a psychic type of version of Eevee. Like I would, or like dark. Like I want them to have like a kind of new element, and
like
then
Espeon and Umbreon, you mean?
Yeah, and then but I don't know. Just if they can tap into something new, like a type of material, type of something that they haven't gone into, I feel like Eevee would be the perfect Pokemon to do it.
Definitely.
Okay. Oh yeah, Galaxy Comic Nerd mentioned Ghost type. That would be good, or Steel type.
Yes, something that they haven't really done. It would be
totally.
And that'll definitely have a cool backstory, like one of the dead Jolteons or something like that. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Follow me everywhere, ChillMonger. I do Saturday at 1:00 p.m. Eastern, 33 burning MCU questions. So check that out.
Yes, and last but not least, Rocco the Great. Closing thoughts on our discussion, and where can we find you at?
First of all, I have to say I checked out a few of your streams. When you started coming around. I know you from Joe. And you run a good ship. It's not easy to have a lot of guests, and you did a great job. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for hanging out in the stream sometimes on my show. I do a stream every Monday and every Friday on my show. We get a little silly. I like to get, we say spicy. We watch cringe videos. We talk about nerd stuff. Like we talk about the new figures coming out. We're supposed to talk about that stuff, but we wind up talking about just everything else. We just act a fool, basically, having fun, try to escape from the world any way we can. You know, a lot of stuff's going on right now. So thank you. At Rocco the Great, I made a toy. See, that's the goose right here. I actually have an action figure. So if anyone wants to check it out, we're at wave 3 already.
That's awesome.
So we're at wave. That's my goose right there, that thing. But yeah, check it out, Goose Faba and Rocco the Great. Thank you guys.
Facts.
Goose gang, goose gang.
Yeah, you got your cards today and the sticker. Awesome.
I did. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, no, this has been an amazing podcast. I'm so glad that I could bring different communities together to just talk about our fandom. And yeah, no, not everything has to be, you know, like sunshine and rainbows, like how I like to, you know, look through the rose-colored lenses of stuff. I actually do want to hear, like, you know, the criticisms and, you know, a lot of like the different feedback from other folks as well, because there's a lot to talk about across a lot of different things that nerds and geeks and stuff are into. So yeah, thank you all so much for making this an awesome stream. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the outro music. Thank you all again for hanging out. Feel free to pop off when I play the music. And thank you everyone for tuning in for the show. And yeah, this has been another episode of the Glimmercast, episode 15. And yeah, y'all take care. Thank you so much. All right, bye.
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 Peace.